Hello, is anyone there?
I'm here.
Here as well. Where's the training person? Where's the presenter?
I don't know. I see it moving, but I don't hear any voice.
Attached to this, it here also when I muted it.
Muted.
Hi, I'm Stacy. Thanks for joining the Centralized Intake webinar. We're going to be talking about all of the changes that's been happening in Centralized Intake since January of 2014 to now. Briefly, we're going to be discussing basic Centralized Intake information, referrals, housing, and then we're going to do a quick recap at the end. Again, my name is Stacy, and I'm a housing specialist here. My name is Jennifer Palmer, and I'm a housing specialist.
My name is Lisa Forever, and I'm a housing specialist.
My name is Asia White, and I'm a senior housing specialist. The purpose of centralized intake is to coordinate access to the resources that we have to assist people experiencing homelessness, both access shelter and access housing resources. Some basic centralized intake information is that we're open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Any client that contacts us by 4 p.m. always gets a call back that same business day. We track all of our calls on a call log in real time, and any call received after 4 p.m. is added to the call log, and then everyone gets a phone call the next business day. So this is another video example of what happens when you call centralized intake. Thanks for calling in St. Joseph, Delaware. This is Stacy. How can I help you? Hi. So are you you're in a motel? Okay. And when did you first get into the motel? Okay. And you were paying out of pocket? Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you done your intake yet? You have? Okay. Well, I will have a housing specialist call you back, and they'll let you know if there's anything available for today. I know you're in a motel till the 23rd, but it would be good to get you in a shelter before that. So we'll have someone give you a call. Can I get your phone number? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, you would. But yeah, I'll have a housing specialist give you a call right back, and we'll let you know what's available. You're welcome. Take care. So on average, we receive 125 calls a day. We get 1,800 calls a month, and we track all of our clients, and we make sure that we respond to them within 45 minutes of their phone call. We do place about 7 to 10 households a day, depending on shelter availability and household size. We always like to give our providers by 9 a.m. every day to update their shelter availability. So these are the 12 emergency shelters that participate with centralized intake. We have Hope House 1, 2, 3, and the House of Joseph, Salvation Army, the YWCA, Family Promise, Shepherd's Place, Watco, Dover Interfaith, Casa San Francisco, and the Crisis House. So if you need to make a referral, you would contact Centralized Intake at our phone number listed above. It's 302-654-0126, extension 112. You could visit a local state service center, or you could email intake@hpcdelaware.org with a date of birth, name, phone number, county preference, or household size. So this is a video that shows how we make referrals when we're placing a client.
Hi, Ms. Jackson. Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm calling from the Homeless Planning Council of Delaware. Received your call in reference to the need for shelter. Okay. And what county are you in? Okay. And how many people in your household? Okay, just yourself? Okay. Let me see what we have today. Are you from that area? You have been something, but I need to update your profile. Let's see. What's your birthday, just to make sure we know the right. Okay. Do you give us permission to share your information with the provider? Okay. Okay. Were you born in the United States? Yes. It's going to be the WA code. You have a space at the WA code. Yes, it's a very nice place. There's going to be Miss Alyssa and Miss Denise is going to probably be the ones that greet you until there is right behind the college in Dover. Okay. Is this your first time being homeless? Are you covered by any health insurance? Okay. I'm just trying to update yourself. People's Place Walk. And you will be in a room with 3 other women. The other women already in the room. Single women. So it's 4 beds in this room, and you'll be sharing that room with 3 other women. They have, the first floor is women, and the second floor, males on the second floor. We also have families in this shelter. Okay. And that is all over. I'm going to send an email with them to know that you'll be coming, and that you'll be calling. We'll give you the number, 302-734-8786, and the address is 381 Dover, Delaware, 381 College Road, Dover, Delaware, 19904. And give them a call. Tell them you got a referral from the Homeless Planning Council, and you'll discuss a time that you'll arrive there today to get intake and everything. Okay? All right. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lisa. So an intake versus an assessment. An intake, every household completes an intake with a housing specialist, and it just involves receiving general information and their current living situation. An assessment is completed when a household is being referred to a shelter or a motel voucher through the state, and that requires an in-depth questionnaire. And some of the questions are general information, date of birth, Social Security, housing information, current living situation, income, non-cash benefits, trauma history, health information, your legal history, institutional history, military, transportation, and an assessment summary. So we have here Jennifer doing an example of a client that is not being placed.
Hi, my name is Stacy, please. Hi there, this is Jennifer returning a call from the Homeless Planning Council regarding shelter. You're welcome. So I'm just confirming that you're looking for shelter just for yourself? Okay. And in what county are you looking for shelter in? Okay. So you want to get away from your boyfriend. Is it like a domestic violence situation? Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. What I'd like to do is give you the domestic violence hotline number. Just let me know when you're ready to take it. Okay, it's 302-762-6110. So what you'll need to do is give them a call. They can assist you as far as in your situation, and they can possibly place you at a domestic violence shelter. If for some reason they're not able to place you in a domestic violence shelter, you can give us a call back, and we can try to help you locate shelter in any county. No problem. Take care. Good luck with everything. Bye-bye. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Jennifer, for that wonderful example. So we have a lot of clients or people who believe maybe we haven't called them, or, you know, regardless, if you feel like you haven't received a phone call back from us, you would contact Asia White. She's our senior housing specialist, and provide the client's name, and we'll look them up in our call log with all of the client information as well. So we have a VI-SPDAT, you may have heard. It helps assess people for rapid rehousing and permanent supportive housing. So the VI-SPDAT stands for the Vulnerability Index Service Prioritization Decision Assistance Tool. The assessment tool is used to determine the vulnerability, and it assists with prioritization and helps determine those who are in need of our assistance with rapid rehousing and permanent supportive housing. At this time, we have completed the VI-SPDAT with about 448 households. Of those 448 households, 278 are eligible for rapid rehousing, 104 are eligible for permanent supportive housing, and 66 just meet the needs for affordable housing. Rapid rehousing is a short-term rental intervention. In order to be eligible, you must be literally homeless, and you have to complete the VI-SPDAT and score for rapid rehousing. The process is you're added to a list and prioritized based on score. Referrals are generally made every 2 weeks and also depending on availability. So now I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, and she's going to talk about permanent supportive housing.
Permanent supportive housing is a program that assists homeless individuals and families with securing a permanent home with connection to supportive services if needed. You have to be identified as chronically homeless to be eligible. The definition of chronically homeless is an individual that is continuously for at least 1 year or at least 4 separate occasions in the last 3 years where those conditions cumulatively total at least 12 months, and the individual who has been residing and an individual who can be diagnosed with the following conditions: substance use disorder, serious mental health illness, developmental disability, or post-traumatic stress disorder. These are the stipulations for chronically homeless.
Thank you, Lisa. If you have any questions regarding permanent supportive housing, just give a chat and we'll answer your questions at the end. So there are some ongoing challenges, like not enough space for every household. As you can see on the chart here, that's one of our major problems. People are on a wait list, and they don't have phones or any minutes on their phones. So, with those challenges, we're really trying to work and get that fixed. Okay, so last but not least, we have our recap video, and I'm going to play that for you right now.
So as a quick recap, centralized intake is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. Anyone who calls us throughout the day will receive a phone call within 45 minutes. If you call after 4 p.m., you'll receive a phone call the next business day. On average, we receive 125 phone calls, and we place 7 to 10 households a day. If you believe you haven't received a phone call from us, please contact Angel Light. Hi. All clients receive an intake, which consists of collecting basic demographic information. Households who are placed at an emergency shelter or a motel through the state service center receive an assessment, which consists of approximately 61 questions. Hello. We currently use the VI-Split app to help us prioritize individuals and families for housing. The tool identifies those who are the most vulnerable and those who are in the greatest need. We are actively referring individuals and families to rapid rehousing and permanent supportive housing.
Rapid rehousing is a short-term rental intervention for individuals and families. Permanent supportive housing is a long-term housing program that offers supportive services. You must be identified chronically homeless to be eligible. We are now opening up the floor for questions. Any questions?
Okay. There we go. Okay. So we'll start with one of the first questions we received. So yes, we do have links to these videos on YouTube, and we can send them out. We will be sending them out with the recording, and as well as the PowerPoint. And the time period for rapid rehousing is until January of 2016. And if you are, we refer domestic violence victims to the domestic violence hotline. Okay. So we do have a question about how clients can get a motel voucher. Centralized intake does not determine eligibility for motel vouchers. Clients must go to a state service center to be informed of their eligibility. Prior to providing a client with a motel voucher, the state service center staff do communicate with centralized intake regarding availability of shelter. If there is shelter available, we then talk to the client. But if there is not, the state service center staff still determine motel voucher eligibility. And if there's a question for if there's no emergency shelter available, unfortunately, the centralized intake is limited by resources we have available. We check CMIS every day, and service providers update their bed availability every day. If there is not a bed available, we cannot place a client. If there is no bed available, we make suggestions for what else the client can do. We may direct them to a state service center in case they're eligible for a motel voucher. But sadly, all we can do, if there is no bed available, that's all we can do through centralized intake. Okay, and then that's it for questions. We're just going to do a quick poll if you guys don't mind. So we'll start with the first one here. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. So, is a person living with friends or family member, hold on one second. Okay, is a person living with friends or family eligible to receive services through centralized intake? Is it yes, no, or it depends? Okay. All right, give it one more second. Okay, I'm going to close it out, guys. So 25% said yes, and 30% said no, and 45% say it depends. Believe it or not, it's actually no. If you are living with friends or family, you actually are not eligible for our centralized intake services. That's considered not literally homeless by the state. So I'm going to do one more poll question, and it's who's eligible for our emergency services? Okay. Is it a person in emergency shelter, a person living in a tent, a person living with friends or family, a person in a motel but is paying for it out of pocket? There is more than one answer to this question, but there is one wrong answer. Okay, I'm going to give it another second. Okay. So a person in emergency shelter is eligible for our services. A person living in a tent is eligible for our services. But a person living with friends or family, again, not eligible. And a person in a motel but paying for it themselves, also not eligible. If you have any questions about that, just send me a chat and we can discuss at the end. And then also, if you need to send us emails, we do have that on the next slide, which we will be sending out. Asia, we have Asia's email, Lisa, Jennifer, Marguerite, and myself. Okay. So at this time, that concludes our webinar. If you have any questions, please don't be shy. You can email us at any time. And again, thank you so much for joining, and we will send out the recording and the materials used for this at the end. Thanks. Take care. Thank you.